Today's video is a little different. It's not a review. It's just a kind of a help a viewer out. So I had a viewer contact the channel who said they took up guitar last year and they found the channel and they started watching the podcast and they learned a lot, but they have a problem. And here's the problem. They're left-handed. And when they went to a store last year to get a guitar, the store told them they should play right-handed. So they bought a very inexpensive acoustic guitar that was right-handed. And they found out that they had the wrong guitar. So they went and finally tried an acoustic guitar that was left-handed. They said immediately it felt better. So they asked me if I would do two things. One, if I would check out a left-handed, inexpensive electric guitar. So I got Glary to send out this guitar because this is the time of year where a lot of players are starting playing guitar, and hopefully this video will help you if you're left-handed and you're trying to decide if you should play right-handed or left-handed. What I want to do before we get into the guitar is I want to give you the test. So there's a test that we used to give new players to figure out if they were left or right-handed. In other words, I know they're left or right-handed. The test was to see if they should play left-handed or right-handed, or if they even can, because some left-handed players can play right-handed and vice versa. If you want to take this test, you have to do one of two things right now. You either have to have somebody else watch this video and then give you the test, or you can film yourself and then listen to the results part, and I'll warn you when I'm going to give you the results, and then you'll know what you're looking for. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you sit down or stand, doesn't matter, face the person that's giving the test or the camera, and I want you to picture in your head right now that you just watched the greatest concert you've ever seen in your life, your favorite band, the best song ever. It's the end of the song and you're super excited, and now you want to clap like you're, like I said, clap like you're at a great show. So what's going to happen is no matter what, when you start clapping, you will slow down. And there's a couple ways this is going to happen. First, if you're like me and you're very right-handed, you're going to clap like this. Okay? Now, what you're going to notice is that my right hand is moving and my left hand is stationary. And I pretty much start clapping that way. Very, very rarely are both hands moving. That's because I'm right-handed, I'm very right-handed, and that's exactly what my brain wants to do. Make my right hand move, make my left hand stay still. If you're very left-handed, you might do the exact opposite. In other words, have your right hand stationary, clap with your left hand. Now, if you're like most people, you're going to start with both hands moving and then slowly settle into one hand going stationary. That's why you need to film it or have somebody watch it that knows what they're watching for. Now, once your one hand goes stationary, whatever hand continues to move towards the end, that's the hand that we would usually tell you to start playing guitar with. So in my case, right-handed guitar, in this case, left-handed guitar. A few of you are probably watching this or getting the test, and you're like, but my hands, both hands move the whole time. This is how I clap. Well, in a lot of cases, what I found is that you're a left-handed person that has also done right-handed things. So for instance, you might right-handed, play golf left-handed. Maybe you swing a bat left-handed, swing left-handed, but right-handed. And in that case, you can do it either way. In fact, I've noticed that most people, if both hands are moving the entire time, you could play left-handed or right-handed guitar, and that's not a problem. So, do you have to follow this rule? No. But what happens is this whole idea that if you're left-handed, you should play right-handed, it's really not a good rule. It's more of it helps the store if they got to sell the guitar they have in stock and they happen to have a righty in stock. The reality is what we've learned when we set people on their journey to playing guitar, giving them this test, which was taught to us by a surgeon that came into our shop once in our lesson studio, and he taught us this test, and I thought it was just beautiful. And I've used this test for well over a decade, and with great success. So, again, it seems cheesy, it's effective, especially the younger the person I can tell you, the more effective this test is. A little fun, interesting thing about this test, when we did this test to people, we did not know or ask them if they were left or right-handed first. We would just have them do the clap test, and then we would say, look, it looks like you're left-handed or you're right-handed. And they would say, yeah, that's actually was accurate. We always nailed it. In fact, it's a fun thing to do to other people. So if you want to do it to family, friends, you just ask them to do the clap test the same same thing, like kind of have them kind of discreetly just do a clapping test and then watch them and then ask them questions. And what you'll find is how interesting is how many people actually do the both hand movement will tell you that they do left and right things all the time. So let's talk about this left-handed guitar. A couple things that were interesting about the left-handed guitar. The first thing I want to note is a lot of times the Glarrys are shipped in a box like a wedge and they get damaged. That's real common. It happened in a lot of the videos I did in the past. You know, you see little marks or dings. This one came in a form-fitted box. So it was really overbuilt packing material. That was new. I hope that's something new for these Glary guys. It will definitely ensure that there's less damaged guitars shipped out. The other thing that was definitely new was the quality seemed to be upped a little bit. The saddles on this bridge are brass. They're individual. They're nice. It's got like this pine body look to it that looks really cool, actually. I wish they would have done no finish on this. I think it would have come out better than putting all this thick polyur on there. I love that they're doing the humbucker in the neck. The way it came out of the box, a couple things to note. If you guys note, I've done a ton of Glary videos where I've modded them, including one where I turned one into Super Strat and put stainless steel frets on it. This one is the first one I've ever pulled out of the box where the finish on the neck was smooth and not rough to the touch. That was definitely a new thing. The frets, they're a little sprouted, but as you can see with my hand, they're not cutting me, so very good. Again, it seems like a better Glary than I've seen Glary put out in the ones I've reviewed in the past. The nut is cut very shallow. It's not amazing by any means. Nothing on the guitar is screaming that it's high quality, and this one is not super inexpensive. It's about $140 shipped, and so it's a little bit more pricey, even though it kind of has a cool pearl pickguard and a couple cool things going for it. You can get, for about $250, you can get a Squire Affinity. It's about $100 to $110 more than this. However, like I've said before, when I did a video called The True Cost of Inexpensive Guitars, one thing you have to factor in is, in this guitar's case is definitely for sure, I would highly recommend a setup on this guitar. Get these frets polished. Get the polished ends on them, get the full setup. And depending on where you live, that can be $45 to $125, depending on your, where you live, your tech, what they charge. So you have to factor that into the cost, and once you factor that in, you're in that higher range. However, if you're a lefty and you want to try your first electric guitar as inexpensive as possible, not only do they have this one, but they have some lower priced even left-handed guitars that were pretty cool. But also, if you want to mod lefties, these are great guitars to mod as well. Like I said, I'm a big fan of these inexpensive guitars. If you can't find, really inexpensive used guitars on Craigslist and stuff to do crown levels, do setups, do, reroutes, installs, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. It's a nice platform to have some fun as a project, right? So a little cool there. To answer the viewer's question on the guitar, yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not a great guitar by any means, and none of the Glarrys I played have, totally blown me away as being super great. But again, always for the price point, for the price of a distortion pedal in a lot of cases, they seem to be good enough to play, and this one's no exception. As always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till the next time, thank you so much, and know your gear.